gentlemen of the privy chamber, thou canst be of great service to thy husband, if thou wouldst but keep thine eyes and ears open, and thy mouth shut.
Oh, well, I just... Duchess, I had a thought.
Just the one.
Yes, well, George's mother was born Elizabeth Howard, and she is sister to your goodly husband, the Duke of Norfolk.
Go on.
Well, if the Duke of Norfolk is George's uncle, why, then you will be mine aunt.
Jane Parker, I shall strangle thee with my pearls if thou ever callest me aunt. My decrepit husband may be old enough to be thine uncle, but I am 20 years his junior, and I will not be thine aunt.
Yes, of course, your grace.
However, thou art welcome to attend our New Year's celebration at Arundel Castle. 'Twill be refreshing to have someone my own age to play with. Thou and I can make merry at the children's table, whilst my husband celebrates the season, sitting by the fire and dribbling gruel.
Oh, come now, he is not so old. You would have him near death.
One can only hope. Her Majesty is loath to hear such talk.
A wife's duty is to always be at her husband's side and never speak of him in less than flattering terms.
I have the utmost love and admiration for our queen, but that charge is easier for some than others. Well, that was enlightening.
It was? What was? I heard nothing but the gabbling and gobbling of geese.
My dear Jane, if thou art to be a success at court, thou must needs be able to discern the bon mot from the bibble babble.
How?
Observe it, listening for the meaning behind what is said. Wolsey is a master at it.
Mayhaps there are things I've no wish to hear.
They have not wish to hear, but should hear. Should know. 'Tis the only way to protect oneself. The worst thing is to be caught unawares. This I know from personal experience.
Yes, I imagine it must be very difficult for you since your father's death.
My father's execution, you mean? My father, the Duke of Buckingham, was executed in 1521, and yet now, in 1525, I am here at court, serving the Queen once again. I am trusted where my father was not, because I keep my eyes wide and my ears sharp. Come, you must learn the ways of court, Jane. There is no benefit to being with innocence.
Oh no, I could not eavesdrop. It is unseemly.
Only if we are caught.
They will see us.
They will not. At court, there are always crowds, always people milling about. Besides, we are young women. We are invisible.
Then I shall go to Wolsey myself.
Thou shalt not! It will do no good and cause nothing but embarrassment. Thou art my wife, and I forbid it.
At least you acknowledge that I am your wife, even if it is only to forbid me something. That you do very well.
Thou art very tedious.
And you have no backbone. Why must Wolsey interfere in our lives, telling us what to do, where to go, how much money should be in our purse? He has you on a tighter leash than a spaniel.
It comes from my father, and you know we are estranged.
And I am the reason, or rather I take the blame. Henry, I assure you, I had no more desire to marry you than you had for me. It was our fathers.
Well, if they so fiercely want our families united, let them marry each other.
This is no joke. What am I to do? I shall go mad if I didn't turn up north with you.
Stop, darling. Please, don't be so dull.
Yes, I am dull. I'm sorry. I do not have the sparkling wit or charm of your precious Anne Boleyn.
No. No, you don't. Especially when you harangue.
Do not underestimate me, Henry. Our lives are intolerable, and if you will not go to Cardinal Wolsey or your father, I will go to the king himself.
No!
Your Majesty, may I offer you a light refreshment? Or a nice glass of wine?
Oh, I would love a nice glass of wine, but we are in England, so no nice wine.
Yes, the food and drink here are not so subtle, but no fear, you will soon be back in Castile with your delicious Spanish fare.
Oh, no, Countess, you forget the wedding between my son and Princess Mary. It would be needless travel for me to go all the way to Castile, only to return here for the wedding. No, I shall remain here.
We set sail on the barrow for Castile to take you home. There is no date for a wedding.
Oh, but there will be. That's why the Imperial Ambassador is here. I have seen him carry the I am his beloved madre. No, I shall stay here, take my sister and Princess Mary back for the wedding. I shall remain here. All is arranged.
But it is not.
Do not tell me what to do. I shall stay as long as it suits me.
But we must do as suits the Emperor. We are bound by his decision.
No, I am in England. I shall remain here. Ha! I shall put it to King Henry and let him decide. Now, not another word on this, Countess, or I'm going to stop your mouth with one of these ghastly English sweets, and then you will be sorry.
I tell you, Cardinal Wolsey, things are not going according to plan because, it's a terrible plan.
The king feels most strongly that now is the time to strike. The Holy Roman Empress keeps Francis as his prisoner, and France is vulnerable for attack. This is the perfect opportunity to recapture land stolen from us.
I'm not here to debate politics. I'm simply stating the obvious. This tax you impose...
Not a tax, a very amicable grant, a benevolence you give to the king.
This tax may be for a very good reason, but I tell you, we simply do not have it. We've not yet finished paying off the last tax. Grant that you required of us.
You must find a way.
It's not just me. The situation is most tense. I have reports of men in Kent, Suffolk, Norfolk, and Northumberland who simply refuse to pay. The situation is near rebellion. We will not pay.
This is the king's command, and we are all to obey.
Well, then there's nothing for it but to speak to the king.
Come now, Jonglei. We've been in the village all day and you've yet to do the purpose of the visit.
Oh, yes, I have. I ate a turkey leg.
Not that, the letter. You are the Imperial Ambassador. You are instructed to do the bidding of the Emperor, and that is the task you have been assigned.
No, no. I have not yet received my official papers from the Emperor, therefore I am not really the ambassador.
A technicality that will soon be put right.
Nay, I am not ambassador material. I was sitting comfortably in my quiet home in Flanders, and then suddenly, whoosh! I am an Imperial Ambassador in England.
The third this year. Well, we were running low on candidates.
It is terrifying. If capable and wily men such as Louis de Bray and Jean de la Soche are no match for Cardinal Wolsey, what chance have I?
The Emperor holds you in high regard.
Nay, there was no one left to send. No one wants this position. Everyone is too afraid of Wolsey. And no one in England is going to want to hear the contents of this letter.
Come now, no more sniveling.
No, easy for you to say. You are a great military commander. You have weapons. I have nothing to protect myself.
Oh, very well. I will make sure that no one kills you this afternoon.
I take comfort in that. I would take more comfort if I was sitting by my own fire sipping a glass of schnapps. Oh, I do not want to speak to the king.
Maria, I am most grateful that thou hast been with me. Thou hast given me great strength.
Oh, your majesty, you know I love you well and will always be here to serve.
Nay, Maria, I mean thy friendship. We have been as sisters since we were young girls in Spain, and thou hast been with me since I first came to England. Thou knowest me like